All right, guys. Apparently, another billionaire shoots himself 2 times in the back of the head. The Clintons say they have nothing to do with it. So be aware that they've already said they're innocent. What does the number one podcaster in the world have to say about our president? Stay tuned, and I will let you know. And then in the gun corner, get your credit cards ready, man. Get your credit cards ready because the United States president told us what we need in order to take on our government. So get ready so you can get your proper items to purchase on Amazon. So thanks a lot for tuning in here at the Hot OTM Podcast, and check this out. Transmitting from sunny Southern California, capital of entertainment, beautiful ladies, and great whiskey. You're listening to the Hot OTM Podcast, where we discuss politics, guns, entertainment, music, and all the controversial topics we can find. Here are your hosts, Hector Robles and Christian Mejia. Have you ever heard of the name John McAfee? Does it ring a bell? Have you maybe started your computer and had that spam program that you can't get rid of, keeps on asking you to sign up and pay money? I'm sure you know who this guy is, right? Well, he's dead. And in a Spanish jail. And funny thing is, this guy actually, there's this whole conspiracy in America about taxes, how taxes aren't legal, how there's actually technically not a law on the books in the United States that says that you owe taxes. So he was pushing back against the American government that he didn't owe any taxes on all these millions that he made. And ironically, now he's dead. A little in a really weird circumstance. And something interesting too is that I was watching this interview and he was talking about how he had about 12 different body doubles because so many people wanted to kill him, that he had a lot of powerful people that were trying to kill him. And I'm sure you've heard already, he even tattooed something on his arm saying that he would never commit suicide. So now they're saying that he committed suicide. So yeah, it looks like the elites have killed another one. First, John Epstein, or what was that guy's name? Mr. Producer. Everyone knows Epstein. So anyway, that guy ended up dead in weird circumstances, and now this guy's dead in these weird circumstances. Something really funny kind of that I saw was even Donald Trump's Jr., he tweeted something out and it was basically saying, do you think that John McAfee was Epstein? So now it's even like going around as a joke at this point. Sad to a certain point because we know that these government identities or government, how should I put it? Entities, these government entities are killing citizens. Like, this shit's out of control, man. It's straight up out of control. And how can you stop these? I don't know if the CIA, if the FBI, who knows? But these are the elites of the elites killing these millionaires and, like, you know, killing other elites essentially at this point. To a certain extent, I'm kind of in disbelief, like, with the guy even saying that they're coming after me and they're gonna murder me, and him saying I would never commit suicide, and here you go, now he committed suicide. And something interesting also that I saw in this video was apparently some building fell. It was like an apartment complex. Half of it like fell somehow. Like, it just, they don't say exactly if it was bombs or what the hell happened, but part of this apartment fell, and allegedly John McAfee actually had he actually had an apartment there. So some people are saying that there was like servers or something having to do with like Bitcoin there in that apartment. So the news is super quiet about this. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Like, he ends up dead, and where he had an apartment gets destroyed. Like, whoa, what's going on? Yeah, it's kind of like some creepy shit going down, man. Like these people are getting murdered. That's really what this is coming down to. And like I was going back to the whole tax situation, ironically, I mean, I actually haven't read the tax code so I can verify this, but allegedly there is no law that states that you have to pay taxes on wages. And there's a difference between wages and your and income. So on your wages that you create, and you know what? And coming to think about it, like I was thinking about this, and I think I was kind of shooting the shit with one of my friends talking about this. When you trade your time for money because you're doing a job for somebody, you're not really benefiting. You're switching because you lost your time. So you gave them time and they gave you money. So you're not coming up because you lost your time. So they're taxing you. If it's supposed to be something that you gained, those aren't gains because you lost something. And I was kind of debating that, with my buddy, just if I'm sitting here and I'm making money on the stock market, I'm not investing time or anything. If the money's making, the dividends are getting paid out and the money's kind of working. So that's a different type of income from me trading my time, because my time, it's a trade. It's not me making money off of something. So anyway, it was just kind of an interesting conversation that I had. And John McAfee was saying that the government is in the wrong by taxing us. And actually income taxes didn't actually exist until 1913. And it was supposed to be a temporary thing. But, they'll make everything non-temporary. Once it's implemented, that's it. And 1913 was also the implementation of the Federal Reserve as well. So these elites, I mean, I know it's going into conspiracy theory kind of waters, but these are facts. These are literally facts. 1913, income tax was implemented, Federal Reserve came to be. And I believe, here's something else that's kind of crazy. Kind of going into the whole Federal Reserve, since we're talking about the reason that John McAfee was allegedly murdered. So he doesn't believe in paying those taxes, right? These elites created essentially that income tax in 1913 to force all of us to pay taxes. And then the Federal Reserve was created. Interesting thing is that the Federal Reserve is a private company which nobody knows who owns any of it. And they can create money out of thin air. So who gives them the right? So us as citizens, when we pay back the debt, we're paying it back with interest. It's like, wait, so they could just stamp a piece of paper just because they have a storefront that says that they're the Federal Reserve. They stamp a piece of paper and they say, this is $100. You could buy $100 worth of stuff. And then we're supposed to pay them back those $100 from our sweat equity with interest. Why are we doing that? This was, John McAfee was, a genius to a certain extent and a madman to another extent. But he was kind of right in the fact that we're being raped by the government with taxes. The reality of it is, and this is just being straight up, I'm up to date with my taxes because what it really is, it's the gang in your neighborhood that comes up and tells you, if you don't have my money, I'm going to mess you up. I'm going to break your legs. So you better have my money. That's really what it is. That's what the IRS is, because we pay our taxes to make sure that they don't come and break our legs. It's not lawful. They're stealing from us. And a lot of people will say, well, how do you think the roads are made? How do you think this is going to be made? All of those things, you pay gas, there's a tax for gas. You buy Cheetos, they charge you a tax for Cheetos. You get paid from work, they tax you for your labor. You get taxed when you get your labor and you get taxed when you spend your money. And then if you try to invest your money, you get taxed again when you try to pull it out of your 401k because you want to buy a house or you want to do something else. So they're taxing everything. And so I agree with this guy. Obviously, may he rest in peace. Hopefully it was just one of his 12 body doubles that he talked about and it wasn't really him, but somehow I get the feeling that it probably was him. So anyway, so that's what we have with Mr. McAfee. Shit just blows my mind, man. Just all right. We'll move on to the next topic here. All right, who doesn't like Joe Rogan? I love the guy's podcast. I love, actually, I remember seeing him on the first UFC when I was a little kid, and I was in a Mexican household. You're watching fights all the time, so they're like boxing. I mean, and at the time it was like, oh shit, this thing just came out, and people are like punching each other and kicking each other in the face. You got to come watch it. So I remember, I was a young little kid at the time, and I was chilling there with my uncle, and we were saw Joe Rogan. That's the first time I saw him. I thought it was pretty cool. But anyway, so at this point, I heard the guy on his new podcast, or his podcast that he has, and he was talking about how we have a president, but we don't have a leader. And I mean, he's so correct. The fact, I don't know if you've seen the videos or heard the videos recently with Biden, but he's there like whispering and saying that who the hell does that in the middle of like an actual press conference where he starts whispering into the mic, like straight up some like creepy grandpa who's gonna touch a little kid kind of shit, man. Like it was creepy, man. He was sitting there on the microphone whispering just like this to the whole people, and you know what it reminded me of those pictures where they show him like holding women like this and then whispering in their ears. That's the kind of creepy shit that this reminded me of. But anyway, he's not there, man. This guy is so far gone, and that's actually exactly what Joe Rogan said. He said, man, this guy, and what's cool, I guess, is that Yahoo News and all these main companies keep on trying to cancel this guy, and they keep on trying to and the more popular they're making him, to be honest with you, because I was like, what did he say this time? Oh, that's pretty cool. So, I mean, more than anything, they're making this guy more popular because he's saying the truth, man. This president that we have, it's a joke, and everyone knows it, man. Everyone knows it. But I just thought it was kind of creepy of a speech that he gave, and I was like, I thought it was just me maybe thinking that it was creepy, but a lot of people thought it was pretty creepy. So that's what I got. All right, I want to move forward from this situation. I really do. But geez Louise. Good old creepy Joe keeps on giving us more material. So now, what did he say? Apparently, he said that you're going to need F-15s and nuclear bombs in order in order to beat the government. Listen to me, creepy Joe. Listen to me. Okay? I know you're there. I know you're watching. Listen to this, okay? Did the Vietnamese people need F-15s and nuclear bombs? Did the Afghanistan fighters need nuclear bombs? Pretty much all of these people were in caves and squatting in villages with their guns. They didn't need F-15s. But if you're telling us that that's what we need in order to be able to protect ourselves from our government, that's fine. I'll order my F-15 on Amazon if that's what you're telling us to get. I'm okay with that, Joe. I am okay. And something else that he mentioned was that the Second Amendment didn't allow you to buy cannons. Really, Joe? Well, the Second Amendment, how it was implemented back in the day, only white people could get guns. Only white people had guns. And all these gun laws were only set as a racist thing to stop the Black Panthers in the 1960s. That was why gun laws were placed there, because they were afraid of the black man having those rights or the minorities having those rights. So if you're pro, gun laws, doesn't that make you racist, Joe? Isn't that, I'm just saying, like, pretty obvious, right? So are you saying you're racist? Or please clarify that for me, Joe. Please. Should I whisper just so you could hear what I'm saying? All right. Oh my God. It's just, there's too much material, guys. I mean, he's handing it to me in a silver platter at this point. This guy, he's lost it. He's gone. I don't know what to say. I think we're winning in our gunfight because even the Chipman guy that they tried to push through, they can't get him through for the, I don't know what they call him, the ATF at this point. Man, it's just going nowhere. But anyway, they keep on pushing all these gun legislations. Let me tell you something, Joe. You have all these gun laws, right? Chicago is one of the most dangerous places with the highest murder rate, and it has all the gun laws. Guns are illegal there. You know what country has pretty much made all guns illegal for their citizens? Mexico. You know how many murders and unsolved murders go there? You know how much protection normal citizens have, Joe? From the cartels, from just your local thug, actually, not even cartels. You can't even defend your grandma with the freaking fork in Mexico. So we don't want to become, a situation and a people like that has been oppressed by their own government like that. That's not what America stands for. And with 4th of July coming up, I would like to place my order for that F-15 whenever we get a chance. So I will whisper this way out. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today here at the Hot OTM Podcast. And you guys all have a great night.